God. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. So glad that you are here with us today. We on? I'm feeling a little bit like we're not on. We good? We on? Shabbat Shalom, everybody. This is a friendly front row. So we are here because it's Shabbat, and we are here because there's a precious person in our congregation who turns 13 on my son's birthday. We have this very cool tradition in this congregation of people who, there's like gaps of this many years on my son's birthday. He had someone who was his mentor and teacher who was this many years older than him on his birthday, and then a next generation, and this is our newest generation, which makes it even more special for me. But she's not officially 13 on the secular calendar yet, so you could go home until, no, just kidding. So her birthday is actually on Monday, as is Max's, and we're very, very proud of her. She's been working hard, but it doesn't look it. She makes it all look very easy, and I have never seen a student make it look so easy. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this works, because she's very special, and I think you're going to be very impressed with the way she does this. So in order to become Bat Mitzvah, all you have to do is turn 13. You do not have to learn how to conduct a service. You do not have to know all the Hebrew in the service and to a level where you're reading it and leading it. You do not have to be able to read Torah, which is even harder than just reading reading the Hebrew, because when you read Torah, it's handwritten. It's not like a printed font, and it's no punctuation, no vowels in there, which doesn't mean, I know it confuses some people. When you say Hebrew has no vowels, it doesn't mean you're not allowed to say the vowels. You can, like if you say shalom, all you'll see is the sh and the l and the m, but you'll say the word shalom. That's going to be my explanation for the minute here. But if you have never been to services here, we welcome you. I see some faces I don't think I've seen before. I want to point out that Congregation Agudath Achim is joining us today because our community, the Jewish community in the Shreveport Bossier area, is so small that when we have a simcha, when there's a joyous occasion, we like to celebrate together. And so, and let me tell you, if you have somebody who's carry size, there are books out there on the bookshelves that I call the distraction books. You're welcome to get any distraction books you want, because those are fun. They're touchy-feely Shabbat things. It's so cool. So if you haven't been here before, if you're new to us, there are prayer books in front of you, unless you're sitting in the front row, and then it's a good thing you're friendly, because, no, you're going to have to share with the people behind you. And you'll notice that some of them are dark gray and most of them are light gray. They're the same book. It's just that when they took the pile of pages, if they put a binding on this side, then the pages turned like they were Hebrew books. You'll notice that the page numbers are in the middle, unlike most books where the page numbers are on the side. And if they bind it on this side, like the gray books, it's going to feel like you're using an English book. We're going to be using the same amount of Hebrew and English, no matter which book you use. And the majority of the time when we say Hebrew, there's a transliteration under it, which means looks like English, sounds like Hebrew, in case you want to try to say the Hebrew with us. Most of the time, the English translation is also there, so that you know what we're saying. And the prayer book is called a Siddur because it follows an order. You've probably heard of the Passover Seder. A Seder means order also. It's the same root. So it's going to follow an order, which means that if we read a paragraph, if we do it in Hebrew, most of the time we're not also going to read it in English. Most of the time we're just going to go on to whatever the next page is, and we'll read it in English. And if we read it in English, we're going to go on to the next page. Every once in a while, we'll do the same prayer in Hebrew and in English. You'll know because we'll do it, and you'll see, oh yeah, and you'll get it. If people are standing near you, you're not obligated to stand, but there are times when we'll be standing and times when we'll be sitting. And I'll explain some of those in a little while. If there are people near you who have honors, please don't panic, because if you weren't asked to do an honor, we're not going to ask you specifically to do an honor, so you're safe. Let me let you know that I think that 99% of the people who have been given honors have never done these honors before. We do that intentionally so that whatever they do, if they make mistakes, Emily looks really good. That's a strategy. No, she did that to honor people. We hope that you enjoy the service. You'll see that Emily has been practicing to try to make this a meaningful Shabbat for you. But as you know, Shabbat is a day of rest. So I like to start a service by making sure that the things that are stressing you, you left outside the doors, any lists or any stressors, just forget them for Shabbat. Leave them outside. They'll be back tomorrow. You can come back Saturday night if you want. Or wait till Sunday. They're still there, I promise. Try to let go of them. And the other thing we try to do is think about what you did this past week. Think about the good things. Think about the bad things, the hard things, the awesome things. And then we're ready to begin our Shabbat service. So before we start, we take a deep breath. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Try it slowly. Out through your mouth. Feel your shoulders relax. Shabbat, day of rest. Try one more time. Take a deep breath. Feel better? You ready? You ready? Not so stressed? She's not stressed at all. Look at her. She's so ready. So we're going to begin the service on page 65. We begin with blessings for the candles and for the thing that's not wine that's in the cup. It's grape juice. And to do that, we call upon the Brooks family, and we invite you to please rise. That would be our tradition. Even if we were at home, we'd all stand together. Page 65. Amen.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. You hallow us with your mitzvot and command us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Amen.
Let there be joy.
Let there be light. Let there be Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. We continue with the Kiddush, the sanctification of the day, which is on pages 167 and 166. We're going to lift. Abracadabra. Poof. Amen.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of your vine.
Amen.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. You call us to holiness with the mitzvah of Shabbat, the sign of your love, a reminder of your creative work, and of your liberation from Egyptian bondage. Our day of days, on Shabbat especially, we hearken to your call to serve you as the holy people. We praise you, O God, for the holiness of Shabbat.
Amen. L'chaim. You may be seated, but please say Shabbat Shalom or Good Shabbos or a Sabbath of Peace to someone you came in with, someone you didn't come in with. Make sure everybody got a Shabbat Shalom. Everybody get one? Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. We go back to page 67. A source of light and truth, creator of the impulse, creator of the eternal law of goodness, and of the impulse within us for justice and mercy. We pray that this hour of worship may be one of vision and inspiration. Help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to inspiration. Help us to find knowledge by which to live. We're never getting out of here, are we? Lead us to the next sentence. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in search and in need, all who bring to this place the offering of their hearts. May our worship here lead us to fulfill our words and intentions with acts of kindness,
peace, and love. Amen.
We're going to continue in the middle of page 68. We're going to sing a song that says how good it is, how pleasant it is when we dwell together in unity. And Amy's coming up to help me. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יא לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יא לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. Many are the generations of Israel, and in every age we have sought the living God through Sabbath rest and worship. This time and place hold the power to increase our joy in the eternal. O God, even as we seek you in the sanctuary, help us to know that your glory fills all space. Make us understand that you are with us at all times if we but open our minds to you. We feel the presence of your Spirit in our homes and on our ways. We see the beauty of your creation in mountain, sea, and sky, and in the human form. We hear you in the silence of our own hearts, speaking the truths the heart knows. May we be your witness to the world, your messenger to all the earth.
May we show forth your image within us, the divine spark that makes us human.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה,
Amen.
ועלמא דברה חירותי, וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל. בעגלה, בעגלה, ובזמן קריב, ומרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה, יתברך, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם וינשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמך דקודשה, בריחו, לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה.
תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמא, ומרו אמן.
Let's see. I don't know why we can't hear you. Is her microphone on, sir? Hold on. I know why. Try again. Say something. No, you say something. Ha! Hi, would you lead us in prayer, please?
Baruch hu et Adonai HaMavorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
As day departs, as the dark of the night descends, we lift our eyes to the heavens. In awe and wonder, our hearts cry out.
Eternal God, how majestic is your name in all the earth.
A vast universe, who can know it? What mind can fathom it? We look out to the endless suns and ask, what are we? What are our dreams and our hopes? What are we that you are mindful of us? What are we that you should care for us?
And yet, within us abides a measure of your Spirit. You are remote, but oh, how near, ordering the stars in the vast solitudes of the dark, yet whispering in our minds that you are closer than the air we breathe. For you have made us little less than divine, and crowned us with glory and honor. With love and awe we turn to you, and in the dark of evening we seek the light of your presence.
One and only God, you have made each of us unique and have formed us to be united in one family of life. Be with us, Eternal One, as we seek to unite our lives with your power and your love.
We proclaim now your oneness and our own hope for unity. We acclaim your creative power in the universe and in ourselves, the law that binds world to world and heart to heart.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kivod Le'olam va'ed. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchut Le'olam va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושננתם לבניך ויראת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקמך, וקשרתם מאוד על ידיך, והיו לטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, לחיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. You shall love your eternal God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your being.
Set these words which I command you this day upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be symbols before your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. So shall you consecrate yourselves to your God. I am your eternal God, who led you out of Egypt to be your God. I am your eternal God.
In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness, a world waiting still to be redeemed, give us, or source of good, the courage to say there is one God in heaven and earth.
The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and your love.
From Egypt, the house of bondage, we were delivered. At Sinai, amid peals of thunder. We bound ourselves to your purpose, inspired by prophets and instructed by sages. We survived oppression and exile, time and again overcoming the forces that would have destroyed us.
Our failings are many, our faults are great, yet it has been our glory to bear witness to our God and to keep alive in dark ages the vision of a world redeemed.
May this vision never fade. Let us continue to work for the day when the nation will be one and at peace. Then shall we sing with one accord as Moses, Miriam, and Israel sang at the shores of the sea.
כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה לה לה, יא לה 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 לה.
V'ne'emar, and it has been said, the Eternal One delivered Jacob and redeemed us from the hands of one stronger than ourselves. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. We praise you, O God, Redeemer of Israel. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Eternal God, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up to find our hearts waiting to do your will.
We praise you, guardian of Israel, whose love gives light to all the world.
O God of Israel, may our worship on this day help us to grow in loyalty to our covenant with you and to the way of life it demands, the way of gentleness and justice, the path of truth and of peace.
Vishameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. Please rise for the tefillah section that begins on page 76.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotzeinu v'imotzeinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Koneh Hakol, V'Zocher Hasde Avot V'Imahot, U'Mevii Geula Livnei V'neihem, L'man Shemo V'Ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham V'Ezrat Sarah. Please read with me at the bottom of page 76.
Source of all being, we turn to you as did our people in ancient days. They beheld you in the heavens, they felt you in their hearts, they sought you in their lives. Now their quest is ours. Help us, O God, to celebrate the wonder of being. Give us the courage to search for truth. Teach us the path to a better life. So shall we, by our lives and our labors, bring nearer to realization the great hope inherited from ages past, for a world transformed by liberty, justice, and peace.
Your might, O God, is everlasting.
Help us to use our strength for good.
You are the source of life and blessing.
Help us to choose life for ourselves and our children.
You are the support of the falling.
Help us to lift up the fallen.
You are the author of freedom.
Help us to free the captive.
You are our hope in death as in life.
Help us to keep faith with those who sleep in the dust.
Your might, O God, is everlasting.
Help us to use our strength for good.
You are holy, your name is holy, and those who strive to be holy declare your glory day by day. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. We praise you, Eternal One, the Holy God.
Sit down. Don't sit down. No, Tom. No, you come here. I need your help for this. Ready? Turn this on for a sec. Yismechu b'malechutecha, shomarei, shomarei, shomarei Shabbat, korei onei Shabbat. Yismechu b'malechutecha, shomarei, shomarei, shomarei Shabbat, korei onei Shabbat. Mekadeshe Shvi Shabbat, Kulam Yisbehu V'yitangu mituvecha. I need your help. Shabbat Yismechu v'malechutecha, Shomerei, Shomerei, Shomerei Shabbat, Korei onei Shabbat, V'hashvi Ratzita bo v'kidash Shabbat, Chemdat Yamim oto karata Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, Shomerei, Shomerei, Shomerei Shabbat, Korei onei Shabbat. Zecher Lema'aseh v'reishit Shabbat. Zecher Lema'aseh v'reishit Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, Shomerei, Shomerei, Shomerei Shabbat, Korei onei Shabbat. And the cymbal crash. You can sit down. We continue together. You can go sit if you want. Take a break. We continue together at the top of page 79. God of Israel, may our worship on this Sabbath bring us near to all that is high and holy. May it bind the generations in bonds of love and sharing, and unite us with our people in common hope and faith. And through Sabbath rest and worship, may we learn to find fulfillment and joy in the vision of peace for all the world. You are with us in our prayer, in our love and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble and pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Eternal source of good, we give thanks for the numberless gifts and blessings that fill our days, for life itself and its endless variety,
for all that sustains body and mind, for love and friendship, for the delights of the senses,
and for the excellence of your Torah, which deepens our life and enriches our days. Teach us, God of wonders, to work for a just and compassionate society, where all may share your gifts in the joy of freedom.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam V'tov Be'enecha Levarech Et Amcha Yisrael B'kol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam Tasim Leolam Tasim Leolam
At this point in the service, we don't tell you what to say. You say whatever it is in your heart. We hope that you find a moment of inspiration. Have a little private conversation in your heart. Pray silently.
May the words of my mouth
Imre fi v'hegyon libi
and the meditations of my heart
lefanecha
be acceptable to you.
lefanecha
Be acceptable to you.
Adonai tzuri
God, my rock,
tzuri v'gohali
my rock and my redeemer.
Adonai tzuri
God, my rock,
v'gohali
redeemer.
Rumble. I felt the rumble. Did you feel that rumble? Oh my goodness, I didn't think we were going to hit those notes. Not the high ones, not the low ones. Awesome. So I forgot to tell you there was going to be a quiz tonight. I'm supposed to usually let you know that ahead of time. Pop quiz. Actually, it's Shabbat. No quizzes on Shabbat. But we are turning to page 162 because something special happens this week. Did anybody notice that it's the beginning of the Chinese New Year? Did you see that? Has anybody been online at all and saw that? So you know how you could tell that they've got a new year is because there's a new moon in the sky, and it's lunar year, meaning moon. And so if there's a new moon in the sky, then it means we're at the beginning of a new month on the Jewish calendar as well. So the new month of Shabbat is starting on Monday. What happens in Shabbat? Anybody remember? Some people remember. Say that. What? Tu B'Shvat. We're going to celebrate the birthday not just of Emily and Max, but the trees. The trees got a birthday this month too. So you need to remember, this is your pop quiz part, that the new month of Shabbat begins on Monday. We're on page 162. Yehi ratzon milfanecha Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, our God and God of our ancestors, May the new month bring us renewed good and blessing. May we have long life, peace, prosperity, and health, a life full of blessing, a life exalted by love of Torah and reverence for the divine, a life in which the longings of our hearts are fulfilled for good. Wondrous God, in ancient days you led our people from bondage to freedom. Redeem us now out of our exile from one another, making all Israel, all the world, one united people. Rosh Chodesh Shvat Yeh Bayom Sheni. The new month of Shvat will begin on Monday. You passed your test. We read together. God of holiness, let the new month bring for us and for the whole house of Israel life and peace, happiness and joy, deliverance and comfort. And let us say, Amen. At this point in our service, our hearts and our prayers turn to those who are ill or recuperating. I invite you to turn to the inside back cover of your prayer book. And if you have someone for whom you would like us to be saying a prayer of healing, I'm going to invite you to call out their names. For all these names, for the names we choose to hold in our hearts, we pray together. O God, in our hearts we name those who are facing illness and pain. We join our prayers with the prayers of all who love them. Give them renewed comfort and courage. Strengthen in them the healing powers you have placed within us all. Guide the hands and hearts of those who are entrusted with their care. May the knowledge of your love and ours give added hope to them and to their dear ones. May they find even greater strength
because our prayers are linked to theirs.
Baruch
atah Adonai, Rofei HaCholim. We praise you, O God, the source of healing and health.
Healing and health. Choked up. Thinking about healing and health. All right, everybody clear your throats for a second. All right, feel better already. In our congregation, we always say prayers for those who are the first responders, those who protect our freedom, whether they are veterans who have served before or those who are serving now, whether they served in the military or police, fire, EMTs, all of the people who serve us by running into dangerous situations so that we can be safe. Say this for me. Mishaberach avotenu ve'imotenu.
May the one who blessed and protect our ancestors guard all those whom we have entrusted with the responsibility of defending our freedom and protecting us in this country, in the land of Israel, and anywhere and everywhere they have been called to serve. Give us the courage to succeed and strengthen the
Perseverance, yeah.
perseverance.
Keep trying, that's what it is.
May they return home safely, and let us say, Amen.
Thank you. Anybody else need a lozenge? I've got a bunch in my pocket. I didn't expect this, but they were in my pocket. So the next part of the service is the Torah service. It is in many ways the most important thing that you can do now that you're an adult Jew, meaning you. She will be called to the Torah for an aliyah, which means she will bless the Torah, and she will read from the Torah. So it's an amazing thing that she's doing. I'm very proud of her. And even more proud of the fact that she can do this, that she can read from the Torah and read it in a way so that I see a whole lot of people here who understand enough Hebrew that you'll understand everything she says while she's reading it in Hebrew. And I'm just joking. I don't see anybody. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Maybe two people. After she finishes reading in Hebrew, she will tell you what she just read. But the coolest thing And I loved working with Emma. One of the saddest things, and anyone here who studied with us knows that one of the saddest things is when our intensive time ends. I love studying with her. And she came up with an interpretation of her Torah portion that has changed my life. So I can't wait for you to hear it. I hope she reads it slowly and carefully so you understand it. But I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to think about her interpretation of her Torah portion today. The Torah portion is called Va'era. So I need to explain a few things about what happens when we take out the Torah. A few of you were here early and got to see a little glimpse of it. The words in the Torah scroll are the 5 books of Moses, which many of you know are General Electric Lights Never Dim, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. Don't ask me to do that for prophets. I can't. I wish I could, but I've got that. And she's going to be reading from the book of Exodus today. It's the second chunk of the book of Exodus that she'll be reading from today. And when we take out the Torah, we respect the words that are in there. And so we'll do a few things. We open up the ark. You'll see the Torah scrolls in there, handwritten scrolls, so we stand to show respect to the words. But it's not something, that Torah scroll is not something that lives in that ark that no one has access to. It's our Torah. And so we take the Torah and we march it around, and everybody has access to the Torah. And you will see as we go by that people will touch and kiss the Torah, or touch it with a prayer book and kiss it. And you will see the problem is that we're going to go up this way and come back down there, and there are people at the end who are not going to have access to touching it because you're friendly, but you're not going to be able to squish all into this way. And so, Emma, would you come and show us what's going to happen? We have what we like to call Torah electricity. So imagine that the Torah is walking by and I'm on the end of a rope, and I touch and kiss. She's passing it down with Torah electricity so that the person on the end can have it as well. So next, we have plenty of water under here. Thank you. They're bringing me water. They knew. Thank you. Emily already brought me some. She's cool like that. What if Emily doesn't want to kiss the Torah, and I did? She could take it and just keep passing it to the person on the end, but make sure that the people on the end get some Torah electricity too. Thank you. That was very good. Did you know she wants to be a rabbi? Did you know she wants to be a model? She just showed you both at the same time. I'm just saying. Did you know she wants to be a football player? This is all true. True stories. She's awesome like that. So we are going to continue our service on page 141. There's one other thing I need to tell you about. When the Torah marches around, we are going to be handing out, and I know that some of you aren't going to believe this, we're going to be handing out candy. And the reason why we're handing out candy is not because you need an appetizer, because you are not allowed to eat it in the sanctuary. Did you hear me say that? Tell her, show them like this. You're not allowed, thank you. You're not allowed to eat it in the sanctuary, but we'll be handing out the candy for a stranger reason. We are going to be tossing candy at Emily to show her that learning is sweet. So first we're going to show you that the Torah is sweet, so there are going to be people who she has picked to help her by handing out candy as we march around with the Torah. Behind the Torah, there's going to be candy handed out. And by the way, the theme is like Winter Wonderland or something. It's very wintry because you can tell it's January, right? But she's got like freshening mints. You can have it after the service is over, but don't eat it in the sanctuary. We will be passing them out, and I will show you when to toss it, but I need to ask you to please be very careful. We're supposed to gently toss it. No one is supposed to get hurt. Not Emily, not me, not the glass, stained glass that we put here, not the, what I like to call the candy bowl lights. None of them are supposed to go in the candy bowl lights. But you can toss it gently so that it doesn't hurt her and she learns that learning is sweet. After she finishes, we'll let the kids collect up the candy, and you can take it and save it for after the service. But I will show you, you'll have to hold on to it, and I'll show you, I'll give you the signal when you'll be tossing it at her. You got it? Anybody questions? Are you supposed to eat it during the service? No. Thank you. All right. When I find rappers in this room, I'm just going to tell you, you're so trouble. No, I know, you're a good group. I'm not worried about you. So we are going to begin the Torah service on page 141. I think they want to aim really hard at you, please. I shouldn't have told him you wanted to be a football player until after the candy party. Okay, that's what I think it's going to be. See if she can start the weaving already. We continue on page 141. Assembled at a mountain, our people, still bent from oppression, found your Torah, found your truth, and embraced the destiny that has shaped worlds. Help us still to shape the world according to your will. Help us to teach and to learn, to hear your word anew, and to find in it our path to goodness and truth. We continue on page 142 in the middle. We're going to sing some Hebrew and rise as the ark is open.
El harachamim etiva v'tzonecha et Zion tibne komot Yerushalayim tibne komot Yerushalayim kivecha levad batagnu melech elam v'nisadon olamim.
Havu godel Eloheinu utenu chavod la Torah. Let us declare the greatness of our God and give honor to the Torah. Ki
Mitzion tetzeh Torah, ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, u'devar Adonai miYerushalayim. Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, La'amo Yisrael be'kedushato.
Beit Yaakov, l'chu v'nelcha be'or Adonai, O house of Jacob, come, let us walk by the light of our God.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Gadlu l'Adonai iti, u'neromim hashemo yachdav. O magnify the Eternal One with me, and together let us exalt God's name. We will continue on page 141 as we sing and march with the Torah.
Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, haolam omed. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, haolam omed. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah
dance we ever did. That was fun. Yeah. All right, I think we're here, right? Can you see it? Can you see it over there? It got re-rolled. It's this way. This one here. Where? It's not that one. 1 second. That's what happens when we practice before. It's this one. Whoa, just 1 page away. We're good. And now, this is the moment, the most important moment. Ta'amod Ariel at Sophia Bat Eliana Michal ve'Floyd Atel Bat Mitzvah.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamavorach.
Baruch
Adonai hamavorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai hamavorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen.
V'gam ani shmati et na'akat b'nei Yisrael asher Mitzrayim ma'avidim otam va'ezkor et briti lachen emor livnei Yisrael ani Adonai v'hotzeti etchem mitachat zivlot Mitzrayim v'hitzalti etchem ma'avodatam v'galti etchem b'Yizro anatuya u'bishvatim gedolim v'lachakti etchem li l'am v'hiti lechein l'Elohim v'datem ki ani Adonai Elohechem hamotzi etchem mitachat zivlot Mitzrayim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chaye olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen. We're now going to call the team that is going to be lifting the Torah and the team that is going to be dressing the Torah. And I'm going to invite, if you want to see the words to this, we're on page 145 for a very brief song. But get ready to stand up because he's going to be lifting.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה.
Emily is going to tell you what she just read in her Torah portion.
This is a translation of the Torah selection I read in Hebrew. It is from the book of Exodus, beginning with chapter 6, verse 5. I have now heard the moaning and cries of the Israelites, because the Egyptians are holding them in bondage. I have remembered my covenant. Say therefore to the Israelite people, I am the Eternal. I will free you from the labors of the Egyptians and deliver you from their bondage. I will redeem you with an outstretched arm, B'Yizro Natuya, and through extraordinary chastisement. And I will take you to be my people, and I will be your God. And you shall know that I, the Eternal, am your God, who freed you from the labors of the Egyptians. The Torah portion for this week is from the book of Exodus. As you heard, the part that I read says that God heard the cries and moaning of the Israelites, and God is going to free them. After the part that I read, the Torah portion continues, and Moses tells God that the people have lost hope because their spirits have been broken from all the hard work. God sent Moses with his brother Aaron to speak to the Pharaoh. The rest of the Torah portion is God sending the first 7 plagues on Egypt. In my Torah portion, it says, God heard the cries of the Israelites. Most people who read this get angry and wonder, what took God 400 years of them being slaves to finally free them? Of course, they were crying out for all those difficult years. Why didn't God do anything until that moment? I think I can explain it. From what I understand, many people lived in those days for more than 100 years. The people who were slaves for 400 years. I think that maybe at least once every generation, God was sending people to try to help, but they were not effective. When God finally picked Moses, he was uniquely qualified to actually step up and do what God was trying to accomplish. For 40 years, Moses grew up as a royal in the palace. Then he became the son-in-law of the high priest of Midian, where he spent 40 years as a shepherd, learning patience and responsibility. When God chose him, Moses even had siblings who were going to be there for him to help him with this enormous task. I feel it is possible that when God heard the cries over the 400 years that the Israelites were slaves, God tried to send other people, but they were not successful. Then Moses was chosen. He was the person who was finally able to succeed with God's help. I think that God put each of us in this world to step up and make this world a better place. Now that I am a Bat Mitzvah, I realize that it is my turn to take responsibility and do what I can. I also realize that, like Moses, I don't have to do it alone. I know I can rely on others to help me, like my family, friends, and congregations. One way that I have been trying to help in the world is by helping children. I try to take every opportunity to take care of children. It seems that wherever I am, there's always a need to help with those younger than me. I help Rabbi with Hebrew classes. I help at camps. I help at school. I even babysit. I hope to be a rabbi one day, and I believe that this is how I can help other people, children, and change the world. I'm so glad that you are all here with me today to celebrate me becoming a Jewish adult. I know that I can count on all of you to make the world a better place and help me make the world a better place. I really appreciate everyone here for coming. I also really appreciate all of the people who have helped me on my journey to becoming a Jewish adult. I realize that includes not only this congregation, but my teachers, but also the sisterhood, brotherhood, and Jewish federations. I realize that many family members couldn't attend, but I really appreciate you. I would like to thank Rabbi for always helping me with my Hebrew, helping me with the words that I want to say, and for letting me help you with your Hebrew classes. I would also like to thank Miss Bethany for the wonderful kippahs and for being here for me, also the call-out today. Morgan for helping me plan the wonderful party. Kathy for helping me make sure the party could happen tonight. Garrett for the wonderful dance music that we are all about to hear. And to all my friends, you guys have always been there for me, especially when I am in a bit of a pickle. And I love that all of you are like part of my family, as I like to call it, a frimily. Friends that are like family for Emily. I would like to thank my dad for always playing football with me when I am bored and want to have fun. I am sure it will pay off when I try out for the team next year. I would like to thank my sister Kaden for always keeping me straight in my place and helping me grow up to follow the rules. Without you, I would probably be in a lot of trouble. Cameron, thank you also for helping me with football and helping me not to be scared to do new things and try new things. I would like to thank Yoshi for always taking funny pictures with me. Every time you are behind me, I can tell because of all the energy behind me asking me to play Fortnite with you. Because you are apparently sure I have skills in it. I would like to thank my mom. Thank you for always reminding me that you have carried me for 9 months. And that no matter what, you will always love me and I will always love you.
Wait, you know what? Anybody have candy in their hand? Ready? Go! Gently, gently, gently. Gently, gently. Move to the center. Gently. Gently, 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 gently. Gently, gently, gently. Gently. Ready? Kids, please come and clean up the candy. Man, I think they were aiming for the rabbi that time.
Give me a hug.
Come on. Lots of candy. We can't have the candy up here. Please come and clean it. No candy smushed into the carpet. No candy eaten. Yay.
I only like half.
Share. No, if you leave them on the floor, we'll step on them. You have to take them off the floor. Clean them, clean them, clean them. Thank you. Whoa. You take that. I think that at this point, Emma's parents would like to say a special prayer for them. You want this one instead? You're going to do yours? And this one? Ready, go. And some tissues. You stand here. You have to stand with him. Go. They have to bless you.
May God bless you and guide you. Be strong for the truth, charitable in your words, just and loving in your deeds. A noble heritage has been entrusted to you. Guard it well. May God inspire you to live in the tradition of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who carried forward the life of our people.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehekianu, v'kiyamanu, v'higianu, lazman hazeh.
Amen. We continue on page 146. I have to call my next ark openers here, please. When we're going to be returning. You don't need this? What? I got it all ready for you. Page 146. We'll be returning the Torah to the ark. When the ark is open, please rise. God's teaching is perfect, reviving the soul.
God's word is unfailing, making wise and simple.
God's precepts are right, delighting the mind.
It's clear, giving light to the eyes.
God's doctrine is pure, enduring forever.
God's guidance is true and
altogether just.
Behold, a good doctrine has been given you. My Torah, do not forsake it. It is a tree of life to those who hold it fast, and all who cling to it find happiness. Its ways are ways of pleasantness, and all its paths are peace.
Etz Chaim hi lemachazikim ba.
You may be seated. You can give her a hug. I told her she could sit down, but she kind of can't sit down. Sorry, I don't know what came over me today. See, I'm not the only one. At this point in our service, there are some people from the congregation who would like to give Emma some gifts. We begin with the brotherhood. You stay there.
I always forget I'm supposed to do that. Gosh, Emily, what a great job. You got a great family, great support. It does take a village, but
It
Rabbi does so great every time with all the bar and bat mitzvahs, and you did fantastic. You did not disappoint. This is a prayer book the Brotherhood gives, and what it does, it has her name embossed on it. So wherever she goes, wherever life takes her, whether she wants to be a model or a rabbi or both. By the way, she certainly learned from a model rabbi. But this prayer book will go with her, and she'll always know that she has a home at B'nai Zion. So always remember and always come back, please. I don't know where you do a great job.
Except this rabbi is more like it's Dr. J. I'm basketball, just kidding. Just kidding, not the football player. You get to do the football rabbi, I'll be the Dr. J rabbi. Not football. We will next call upon Bethany Sorky, who's the president of our sisterhood.
Emily, most of the things I thought of to say have already been alluded to, but I remember the first time I met you, you came to High Holy Day services and you helped in the childcare room where my daughter was also working, and ever since then, whenever she's working on the High Holy Days, she always wants to know, is Emily coming, I hope? And I feel the same way. I always hope that Emily and her family are coming because I know that they will be so helpful and that it will be fun. So Emily, here are some candlesticks for you from the sisterhood. Please take them out in the world wherever you go. Please know that you're always welcome back here in your B'nai Zion family, and I hope our paths cross again, even when your road takes you somewhere else, and I'll be looking to you for leadership. After your Devar, I'm pretty sure you're going to have some good ideas of how to do things. So,
Indeed,
Mazel Tov.
indeed. I now call upon the president of our congregation, Mr. John Black. Hey, Mr. President. Nope, you're still up. You think we're done with you? We got plenty more to give you.
We do.
You're so lucky.
Emma, we're very, very proud of you. And my part as being president, this is my favorite part. I grew up in Phoenix, Arizona, and the bulletin, I see the bulletin from time to time of the congregation I grew up, that I was bar mitzvahed. And Phoenix being as big as it is, it seems there's a bat mitzvah every week, sometimes more than one. And while I'm sure that's nice for them, it's very special for us. And it's a special weekend for all of our congregation when we get a chance to see, and we've got to watch you grow up over the last few years and become a young woman, a young Jewish adult. And I know how proud your family is of you, and I just want you to know how proud your B'nai Zion family is of you as well. So I want to present you with your bar mitzvah certificate. And again, I know, as the rabbi said, how It's a sad time sometimes when it comes to the end of your studying, but I hope you look back at today as the beginning of a wonderful time as a Jewish adult as well. Very proud of you.
Where were you born?
Phoenix.
She's from Arizona. Did you know that? She's from Arizona. That's why you guys get along so well. Exactly. Exactly. I thought I would save that for last. You get to sit down. Ha!
Shabbat Shalom. Mazel Tov, of course, to Emma and her family. Her parents hope you will stay after the service for dinner and dancing in Lefkowitz Hall. We also want to thank the family for the blessings tonight. We appreciate everyone being here, and of course, all our congregants and the members of Agudath Achim and Emma's friends and family. I never tire of, probably don't do it often enough, but I'd like to thank Adam Philley, our music director. He always makes the worship experience much more spiritual and much more enjoyable. Thank you, Adam. I am also glad to finally report to those of you who have been coming regularly, we have finally moved back into our newly renovated offices. Yay. There's still a little chaos, but we are getting things finally put away, and everything seems to be just about working. Yes. So I would still encourage anyone that wants to contribute to the Rabbinical Suite renovation Lionel and Shirley Eltis Fund, because we are also trying to replace some of our tired and worn out furniture as our next project. Tomorrow at 9:45 to 11, Max DeBenedetti will lead Torah study, and beginning around 11, he will lead service as a way of celebrating his birthday this week. Rabbi Jana will be out of town blessing a couple getting married, Aaron and Peggy Selber's grandson and Polly Selber Gleichenhaus's son. This Sunday, January 26, 9:30 to 10, Joshua Posner will be doing a presentation about Henry S. Jacobs Camp, and we invite all parents for coffee and donuts. There will be religious school, but there will be no Hebrew class on Sunday. Also this Sunday from 1 to 5 at the Highland Center on Jordan Street will be the annual World Religion Day. There will be information booths, panel discussions representing many religious and humanistic groups. We hope you can come to visit. Perhaps you'll be able to sit at the Judaism table for an hour. Please contact Bethany and the Jewish Federation if you can help.
I lied. I just like saying Jordan, but it's really on Olive.
Ah.
Jordan.
It's on Olive. This coming Wednesday, January 29th, from 2 to 3, Rabbi Jana will lead a discussion about ethical dilemmas from a Jewish perspective. It will be at the Tower of the Oaks of Louisiana. There are many, many events and volunteer opportunities in February. In the interest of time, I would ask you all to please look at the B'nai Zion Congregation website and our bulletin. We hope to see you soon. And tonight, donations were made to B'nai Zion for pulpit flowers in honor of Emma becoming Bat Mitzvah by her family, in loving memory of Anne Engelman Evinsky by Lori and Larry Evinsky, and in loving memory of Ike Muslow by Gary Yellen and Dr. Charles Stern. Thank you all.
Thank you. And thank you. Mr. President of Agudath Achim, do you have some announcements for us as well? We are truly grateful that the community gets to worship together, and it gives us an opportunity to hear even more announcements. No, I don't have those. I'm sorry to say. I know I don't. I thought I'd asked her to print them, and I don't have them. Can we make them up?
I asked Rabbi Sidney
I know,
about
we
that.
thought we would have
Okay,
them.
and she said you had them.
I did. I thought I had
Okay,
them
off
too.
the top of my head, tomorrow morning, 9:15, bagel breakfast at Agudath Achim, 9:45, services start. About 12:15, services will end, and there will be a, thank you.
You do it this way. Go ahead.
Okay. Let me find my place. Kiddush lunch will begin at 12:15, followed by Pirkei Avot learning. Shabbat will end when 3 stars appear in the sky around 6:23 p.m. for Havdalah. Thank you to Rabbi Feivel Rubenstein for laning Torah and Haftorah this weekend, to Dr. Bruce Herneter for leading our Pirkei Avot session afterwards, and to David and Sandra Ginsburg for hosting our Oneg and Kiddush lunch tomorrow. Shreveport Bossier World Religion Day is on Sunday. Whoops, it's moved. Bear with me, I got it. Is on Sunday, January 26th from 1 to 5 p.m. at the Highlands Center, 520 Olive Street. Several of our community members will be volunteering and bringing some delicious baked goods, so please join us and support our wider interfaith community. The number of participants in Exploring Judaism is growing every day. Jump on the bandwagon and learn with us on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. beginning February 5th. This is a course that Rabbi Sidney Rubenstein is going to be starting next month, and last number I heard was like 14 people, and that was early in the week. And there is a book to be ordered. So if you would like to join us, please contact Rabbi Sidney the first part of the week so you can get that information, and we would love to have you. Let's see. And I want to thank you all, and congratulations to the family this evening, and Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you. Thank you, David. Appreciate that. So at this point, Emma and I are going to open up the ark. And as you've already learned that when the ark is open, you stand up. I'm going to ask you to stand if you can, but Emily and I are going to be taking a moment kind of privacy up there where you're not going to be able to hear what I'm saying, I hope, because I have to tell her some private things about how she did today. What do you think I should tell her? Okay. But first I want to say, I wasn't kidding when I said that what she came up with, that interpretation, is something I had never heard before. The fact that there were potentially some people who lived for the 100 years, and maybe once a generation, someone was asked and didn't step up and wasn't able to do it. And so I love that idea, because she made me feel like any one of us could possibly be the one who was chosen to step up. And do we have what it takes? Moses had what it takes, but that's because he was raised as a royal, and then he was a shepherd for 40 years, and he did those things. But it doesn't take that. It also takes having supportive family, which you have. They are not only supportive to each other, but they also are very important at our congregation as well. Always here, always doing things. We greatly appreciate them. You ready to go? Did you hear that? The cries? Did you hear the cries? I heard the cries. And that's the other thing, is she's always been helpful. And anytime we need it, we even have Camp Chai people here who came just so that they could see her because of how helpful she's been at Camp Chai. Even when she was supposed to be a camper, she was always helping. And so I challenge you all to hear the cries, the way she has taught us to hear the cries, and be the ones who make the change in the world, because she taught us that we can. We can do that. And I am looking forward to seeing what she gets to do. So with your indulgence, we're going to be turning to page 148 after I finish my little blessing for her. But with your indulgence, I'm going to ask you to please rise as I say a little prayer for Emily and give her a little blessing. She helps me open the ark. I got this. You can share a book. And I turn off my mic. We continue on page 148.
Aleinu l'shabeach le'adon hakol,
is closed. You may be seated. Yay is right. Thank you. I love the commentary coming from that row. Here, you can take this. You're sitting down again. We continue on page 150. The day will come when all shall turn with trust to you, O God, hearkening to your voice, bearing witness to your truth. I invite you to please pray with me. We pray with all our hearts. Let violence be gone. Let the day come soon when evil shall give way to goodness, when war shall be forgotten, and all at last shall live in freedom. O source of life, may we, created in your image, embrace one another in friendship and in joy. Then shall we be one family, and then shall your sovereignty be established on earth, and the word of your prophet fulfilled. The eternal God will reign forever and ever. On that day, O God, you shall be one, and your name shall be one.
Bayom hahu, bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo, u'shemo, u'shemo echad.
There is a tradition in Judaism that we, at the end of a service, no matter how happy the service was, we remember those who went before us. We have a tradition about remembering on the anniversary of deaths or recent deaths, and we say prayers thanking God for having them in our lives. But there's also a tradition that we don't say those prayers until after they've been buried. Those who have gone are buried, the deceased are buried. So at B'nai Zion, we acknowledge people who have died, again, serving our country or serving us as our, I like to call them our freedom fighters. And we acknowledge that this year, as short as our year already is, meaning 2020, we have already lost 3 people in our military. We've lost 10 police officers already this year, including we lost Officer Tiffany Victoria Enriquez and Officer Kawalike Kalama in Honolulu, Hawaii. We lost Deputy Sheriff Sheldon Whiteman in Long County, Georgia. We lost Police Officer Katie Thine in Newport News, Virginia. We've lost 1 canine officer already this year. We've lost 8 firefighters, including driver-operator Roger D. DeLongchamp in Wasilla, Alaska, Fire Marshal Timothy P. Smith in Orange, Connecticut, and firefighter John Kevin Cash in Alpharetta, Georgia. Those new names are the ones we lost just this week. We pray that their families are consoled and that their memories will always stay a blessing, and that we are always grateful for everyone who has taken on the responsibility of running into dangerous situations so that we can be safe. We continue on page 151. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, let us meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. And there was one other thing that I noticed this week. Something came across my Facebook page, and I think it's true, that we remembered the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. just recently. And did you know that if he were still alive today, and if Anne Frank was still alive today, they're the same age. Same age as Barbara Walters. Kind of puts some things into perspective. And going along with what Emily was saying, maybe the problem wasn't that God wasn't hearing, but maybe some people had lost their lives before they could make their impact on life. So we pray that everyone here gets their opportunity to make their impact. We continue on page 153. In nature's ebb and flow, your eternal law abides. As you are our support in the struggles of life, so also are you our hope in death. In your care, O God, are the souls of all the living and the spirits of all flesh. Your power gives us strength. Your love comforts us. O life of our life, soul of our soul, cause your light to shine into our hearts. Fill us with trust in you and turn us again to the tasks of life. And may the memory of our loved ones inspire us to continue their work for the coming of your sovereign rule. However brief may be our time on earth, O God, you endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. We now recall the loved ones whom death has taken from us these past 30 days. We remember Ike Muslow, Dr. Ike Muslow, Lewis Carroll, Teddy Cranston, and Clydell Miles. Does anyone else have an immediate relative who they lost this past month? Yeah, we're sorry about your loss, too. We remember congregants' parents who died within the past year. We remember Claire Anthony, Lucy Brainis, Isabel Posner, Carol Ginsberg, Johnny Engelbert, and Dean Thomas Pratt. Has anyone else lost a parent this past year? Please call out their name. And as we remember those who died at this season in years past, we take them into our hearts with our own. And since we are here commemorating this special celebration as a community, we also read the names of the Yortzites for Agudath Achim. This week, Agudath Achim is remembering Diane Alden, Pincus Guardsbane, Max Carroll, Florence Schiffman, Kate Shaven, Esther Abion Fox, and Carol Goodman. B'nai Zion is remembering Larry Abrams, George Abrams, Ben Blomberg, Henry E. Kahn, Josephine B. Cohen, Genevieve Cohen, Harry Ehrlich, Ann Novinsky, Bernard W. Fain, Dr. William G. Fellman, Shirley Fryer, Isabel Goldman, Ruth Goldschall, Harriet Goldsmith, Felice Flaxman Harris, Mrs. Herbert Loeb, Hannah Marks, Sophie Mizell, Vera Miller, Isaac Muslow, Marvin Muslow, Micah Ross Neustadt, Jacob Novak, Lee Ellen Oglethorpe, Louis Schwartz, Morris J. Weiss, and Mrs. Sidney Willer, and Sam Zadek. In this moment of memory, our griefs and sympathies are mingled. Loving God, as it is our tradition to do, we rise together as we praise your name. On page 154 is the Aramaic version. You're welcome to join us in the English if that's more comfortable for you on page 155. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra chiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehe shemei Rabbah mevarach la'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei d'kudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. Amen. You may be seated unless you are, let's see, Bethany and Rebecca. And because Emma wanted to honor, normally we let the little kids do this. But you know what? I think it was just sad for Emily that she's not a little kid anymore. She wanted to honor the grown-ups this time. I think so. So I call you up. You want to come up? What's under here?
I can't see it.
Let's see. It is a challah. It's a perfect two-person size challah, thanks to Bethany. So you guys can, and look, did you decide to wear a matching outfit? That's just so cool. Look at you. Ready, go.
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz, we give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together, as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, b'tei avon.
Okay, I get the plate, you get the bread. Pull, 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 go. There's lots more bread, and that's what we're talking about. There's lots more bread for everyone. There's more challah once you come in and join us for the dinner. At this point, Emma is going to come up and help me, now that she's a Jewish adult and can lead the service, she's going to help me bless you all. So please rise for the closing benediction. Once this is finished, we are going to still sing one more song, and Emily and her family are going to go to the Lefkowitz Hall and be waiting for us. But first, you're going to help me. Ready? You want to take that side, and I'll take this side, and then we'll swap? Okay, ready? Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you. May God protect you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'choneka. May the light of God's face shine upon you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's face always be lifted up to you, because God always has something that God wants to look up to you about. And may God grant you all peace. Shabbat Shalom. The family is going to go out this way, but we're going to sing Ein Keloheinu on page 156, I think. 9, 6, something like that.
59.
159, thank you.
Ein Keloheinu, Ein Kadoneinu, Ein Kalmakenu, Ein Kamoshienu, Micheloheinu,
You can start going out too if you want. Say goodbye to everybody. Make sure you say make new friends. Get out here. You can go out that way or this way.